And I'm just going to mute everyone for a second here. And then what I'd love to do is just start with just the first question that I gave you guys. If anyone has a scale or a non-scale victory you'd like to share and come off mute, we would love to hear what you were able to accomplish. And I don't even care if it was just during this challenge or if it's just been in general, because I know a lot of us have already had some major wins this year. And so anyone willing to share something?
I mean, you know me. I love to talk. So I'm probably I'm the average person during this time. Um, I knowingly gained weight. Like I was just like, I'm gonna do this because I'm gonna have fun. Because I bake and I do all the things. And but I found out this weekend after going to San Antonio, we were at the zoo and they didn't have any like healthy alternatives for drinks. And so they were like, we have soda. And I tried a Coca-Cola for the first time after since April of last year. And I hate it now. It was too sweet. I was like, and I was that was my drink of choice. I mean, I would drink like 3 Cokes a day. But I've been so good on plan that I didn't even drink a Coke Zero the entire time I was on plan. And it was so sweet. I was like, yep. So I'm now over my Coca-Cola addiction.
That's amazing. Before you go off mute, remind me what's the tea that you love so much?
It's the I think it's Gold Peak Diet
Okay.
Sweet Tea.
Okay. I've been
Yes,
meaning to ask you because it
it's
was so
so
good when we
good.
had it.
It's so good. It's so good. That's it. I don't drink coffee, so that's my caffeine. But yeah, I can't do Coca-Cola. I tried a Coke Zero and I didn't like it either. It was just way too sweet.
That's
So
so funny. I
soda,
know.
soda addiction.
Yay. Wow. That's awesome. You're like not my first client that has said that. It's wild how this does change your taste buds. So thank you for sharing. Anybody else? If you don't want to come off mute, just put it in the chat too. People who just came in were sharing scale and non-scale victories. And I was saying it doesn't even have to be from the month of December, just because we all know that December was a little bit wild for most of us. I will say, so a lot of my clients didn't even want to come tonight because they did not hit their goal. And I'm like, y'all just need to come anyway, because we're celebrating the things that we did do well. And I will tell you guys, like probably one of my biggest things was that I got back into drinking enough water. And it's crazy how a difference that makes, which to me, like I just don't drink a lot of liquid, but just drinking extra water, my skin got clearer, and I don't sweat as much when I drink water, which is weird, but so I don't know, sorry, probably should not overshare, but I do. But so I went to a doctor because I sweat so much, and they gave me prescription pads for my armpits. And really, the only thing I needed to be told was to hydrate more, because now I don't ever have that problem. And it was just because I was literally severely dehydrated. So just so y'all know, that's what happened to me. Thank you. Yes, this is a safe.
That's funny. Hey, I don't mind sharing.
Mm,
So I'm famous for making something a non-scale victory that most people might not make a non-scale victory.
let's hear
So
it.
I'm trying to see how this is connecting. So I've been I love you, Cindy. I'm doing this because she dared me to come off mute. So I'm like, is that a challenge? So I started Optavia, if you don't know me, like in 2018, and I lost 140 pounds. and it was great and amazing, and it's still great and amazing. And then I went through a really bad divorce this past year, and I gained about 70 pounds back, and lost 22 and at the end of the year. And like, I'm still feeling great, I'm still feeling like I'm on the right track, but like I like just ate whatever I wanted to the past 2 weeks, like whatever I wanted to. And it is unbelievable, and you can ask Cindy, she has verifiable proof because I send her my weight every week. Like, it is unreal how much weight I can gain in 1 week. Like, I'm not even going to say it on here because I don't want anybody to get depressed, but I'm just that kind of person. Like, I can gain a lot of weight in 1 week, and then I can also lose a lot of weight in 1 week. And so that's the good thing. But one of the things that I have learned in this journey, I'm starting into the 4th year of being around Optavia, not on it the entire time. I was in maintenance and all that too, but I'm back on 5-in-1 now to get those pounds off again. And I'm so thankful for Optavia because my mind has shifted, and I really know that I can do something about it. And it's just something, as if I work the plan does work. But the victory for me, I think this week, even though I gained weight, and we won't talk about how much, um, has been the insight it gives me into myself and why I go to food to cope. And why I do that. And so I think it's important that everyone here, just as someone who's in the journey and in the fight, like, you learn more when you mess up if you use what you learn to be better. And so I think, like, what I've learned through the years is just to love myself and not to make excuses, because sometimes there are reasons. Sometimes there are genuine reasons why we're struggling, and they're different from excuses. So, but a reason becomes an excuse if it continues to be a reason. And I don't know how to explain that other than maybe you can just process that. So, um, using like knowing that I had reasons for all the stress and the weight coming back or whatever, that's fine. Now that's turned into an excuse. But then what is it? Like, I'm like I have a front row seat to myself now, if that makes sense. And I think before I didn't. Before I was just numb. Like, whatever it took to numb or to cope or whatever, like, give me more sugar or give me whatever. And so now I can't do that, because when you know more, when you know better, you do better.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And I'm thankful for that. I'm thankful for that, because the reason I'm on this call is because this is how you get through it. I've been doing this too long. Showing up when you don't want to is a non-scale
Mm-hmm.
victory.
Yeah.
Showing up when you feel ashamed, because shame is not of God. I mean, that's not, it's just not that. It's like, oh, watch me do it. Here we go. It's going to be great. And I'm looking so forward to how this year is going to unfold, because I do know better, and I'll do better, and things are evening out, and like, the time is right. And so I'm just real grateful, and I'm sorry. I don't know if that made sense to anybody, but just know, just showing up is huge. It's huge. And that's a non-scale victory for everyone on this call right now. Okay, I'll stop talking now. Thank you.
No, that was so well said. You sound like you're like a therapist. I love it. Thank you for sharing. That's huge. It's true. You got to show up on your good days and your bad days, and especially, you got to count all your wins because they matter. But yeah, and I'll share. I definitely undid a lot of progress in these last couple of months. I haven't been sick in like 2 years, and as soon as I started eating like crap again, I got COVID over Thanksgiving, and then over Christmas I have a respiratory virus. So I'm not gonna say it's all the food, but I'm gonna start to say that that made me feel like complete crap, and I feel like it is totally related. So um, so y'all can continue with non-scales and stuff, but one of the other things I would say is biggest takeaway, and that was part of mine, is just like, it's not worth it. It's never worth it. It makes you feel good for the moment, and then the next day you don't feel good. I've learned that alcohol makes me sleep like complete trash. And it I mean, again, I think it lowers my immune system. So I think that's a big thing that I've learned just past this past month. And Cindy knows, but I'm doing something big this month, and that's why I was kind of letting myself do all the things before I went into a big restriction, because I have a big fitness journey I'm about to take on. So I was letting myself have my feelings, and it wasn't worth it. So anyone else want to share biggest takeaways?
I'll go ahead, Jenny. I will say that I've noticed that when I'm on program and I feel good, I show up as a much more patient mom, a much more patient wife, a happier mom, a happier wife, better nurse, a better friend. And I think that's all attributed to like, we just feel good. Like, and that's just what we exude. And so when like this last week, like many of us, I just kind of ate my feelings and don't feel good now. I'm sick just like you. So that's something to be said for it. But I just show up so much better when I feel good. So looking forward to getting through like day 4 of, the reset of all the things. But and like Katie said, like Katie was talking about, I mean, it's what we tell our clients all the time. Like the hardest part is showing up and just deciding to like recommit and jump back on it and do the things. And so I did well for the majority of December, and then Christmas came and I was like, ooh, okay, like all the things. So I'm just proud of all of us for showing back up and sticking to it and showing back up even when it's sucky and we don't like what we see on the scale, but we show up anyway, because that's the example we need to set for ourselves, for our kids in life, for our clients, for everybody. So that's one of my big takeaways.
Yes, thank you for sharing. I love that. Who else? Don't make me start calling on you guys, because I will.
I'm going to talk. So this is probably TMI, but I know that those of us that have been on plan forever how long, my gut health has completely changed. I've always had issues, stomach issues, nothing to where I was taking medication or anything like that, but just always uncomfortable in that area. And being on plan and following it, not only like Ali was saying, do you feel better? But that is such a huge victory to see, that your gut health completely changes, and that affects everything. And so that was really big. I got strep throat, which apparently I get like once a year now. I'm a teacher, so it happens, I guess. But all I wanted was comfort food. And so I ordered comfort food, and I felt so bad afterwards. And it really just made me realize how good my gut health is when I'm following plan and eating right. So it's a huge victory.
So true. Yeah. Yeah. I always dealt with stomach issues myself, like did not go to the bathroom enough. And I mean, this is something that like changed my life in that whole respect. So um definitely helps. And the last few questions are something I love to really consider is what do you want to keep doing? What's going really well you want to keep doing? What's something you want to stop doing? And what's something you want to start doing? So for me, mine that I want to keep doing is just continuing to do healthy movement. Since I've been sick, I haven't been doing that. But even for me, working out 2 to 3 days a week was like, is, something I want to keep doing. And then stop doing is turning to sugar whenever I have had a bad day. Like that's still something I typically, like even in maintenance, I never gained my weight back, but I still like use that as like something that comforts me. So just writing down a few things that I can turn to instead, like whether it's a warm bubble bath, like just going, and I love to sit by my fire and grab my Kindle and read my book. Um, things of that nature that are just going to be more soothing instead of food, because it's such a thing. Um, and then what I'm going to start doing is I'm not going to be doing alcohol for the next 5 months, and so I'm gonna I'm gonna start pouring water in a wine glass when I feel like wine, or Sprite Zero or something else like that. So pray for my family. No, I'm just kidding. But anyway, I just think those are really good 3 like reflective questions on really any aspect of your life, in your business or in your health. So anybody have some reflections on that?
Answers those 3 questions. One of the things that I want to keep doing, continue doing, and start doing over again is healthy movement. I find myself that I'll do great for a few weeks, and then something happens in life and you stop, and it's so hard to get back into the routine. So I'd like to just stay in the routine of just healthy movements and doing that. And I've learned that for me personally, doing that is first thing in the morning. I've learned that my time is before the rest of my people wake up. And so it's really making sure I get to bed on time so I can get up and do my alone time. Because once my people wake up, it's go, go, go. What do I need to do for them? How do I take care of things for them? And whatever's for me kind of gets pushed aside, and it has to wait either till late that evening, which doesn't get taken care of because I'm already exhausted from the day. But that is one of the things I want to start and continue to get better. And I think the other thing that I'm really struggling and really going to be trying to work on is on my mindset on food and just myself in general. And diving back into my health books again and just rereading that so that I can change my mindset and prepare myself to be better in the future. Not just for now, not just for tomorrow, but in the long haul, and have a better health in general from here on out.
Hey, I'll go next. Hi, guys. So amazing to see all of you on tonight. And truly, just like Katie said, and just like Jenny said, and Ali said, it really is about showing up even when you don't feel like it, right? When you don't feel like it, when you're just in a place, maybe. And I'm just so proud of all of you for showing up tonight and just being on and, wanting better. And so I just really commend you guys for that. And then thinking through just Crystal, really some things that you just mentioned, right? Some of you may be in a position that you're just starting 5-in-1 and you're just focused on the nutrition, right? But there, most of us, I think on here tonight, maybe in a place where we need to start to level up. We need to start to level up in our health because we've been in a healthy weight for a while, or maybe we need to get back to that healthy place in our weight, and then we need to level up. And truly just being a part of Optavia for the past couple of years. And Katie's got me beat. My sweet friend Katie that spoke earlier, she's been a part of this longer than I have. But the big thing with Optavia, guys, that you may not even realize is what they want for every single person who commits to Optavia is ultra health. And I have to be honest and say, I did not hear this term of ultra health for quite some time when I was first starting. And what ultra health means is phase one is really getting people to a healthy weight loss, right? Or healthy weight, healthy BMI. And you can gauge that in 3 different ways. And that is in our life book. And oh gosh, Katie would probably be like, Cindy, it's Element. I think it's Element 4, maybe. I don't know, Katie, you'll have to throw it in the chat. But there's a couple ways to gauge a healthy weight. Okay. So it may be a couple of things, but phase one is really about that. It is about getting to a healthy weight. And then after that, right, it's putting ourselves into transitioning well and then maintaining well. But even Optavia is shying away from the word maintain, because really in our health, we should always be leveling up in some way and moving ourselves towards ultra health. And so really, once we get to that healthy weight, it's like, okay, what's next? What am I going to be doing next? And it could be the simplest thing, just like Crystal mentioned, healthy movement, moving more. It could be doing a couch to 5K. It could be, going on a hike. I don't know what that looks like for you, but Jenny and myself, we are about to take a journey together, which I love because her and I have been on a journey for quite some time. We were on a spiritual journey together, and that's what led us to this. Well, physical, then spiritual, and then to Optavia as well. But we're about to go on another big health journey together. And, it is going to level us up physically. Yes, we know this, but mentally, y'all, mental is so huge. And so just going off of what Crystal mentioned as well, the mental aspect of this is what I feel is the biggest for long-term, lifelong health. And that is where our habits of health and our life book come in. And so if you do not physically have those in your hands yet, definitely, you can buy them used on Amazon, but you can also buy them on optavia.com. So I just want you to get those in your hands, but we also have the digital resources. So if one of those 2 things have not been shared with you yet, definitely ask your coach for either the digital resources or the handheld books. What I enjoy doing is getting it in my ears, audio first, and then going back and reading it. And it's so good. And it's so relatable to our everyday life. And even just as the simplest form of who we surround ourselves with right here, right? So I really want to encourage you guys as the new year starts. This is not just about losing some weight. It can be so much more than that. And when we come together in community, when we truly, truly just press in together in the mindset and the physical piece, everything changes. Are we perfect? Absolutely not. Progress over perfection, y'all. I maintained a healthy weight loss for a really long time until a hard season came this year. And I'm actually ending, in a harder season. And, that's just life. But guess what? I know that I have a proven system to follow, a community who loves me and loves me well. And I know what to do to get out of this place. And so I just really want to encourage everyone that's on here tonight that this year, it will be what we make it, right? This year is going to happen regardless of whatever, right? But it's what we do that matters. And I want you to know that you are fully supported and that this is what can take you to where you want to be. So press in, trust your coach, trust the process, and it's going to be great. So Jenny, thank you for leading us tonight. I so much appreciate you.
You're so welcome. And that was like a little motivational speaker. I loved it. And I guess the one thing my question would be just to challenge yourselves to think about what is something that you would love to be able to do that you cannot do now. That was probably one of the biggest questions from the life book that motivated me to really start dreaming again of what is missing in my life that I really would love. And that was just like being to wear a 2-piece again and feeling like I could be a mom and not be embarrassed of like how I looked at the pool. I mean, that's what I wrote down. And then a little small thing underneath, I put get a 6-pack. And that's what I'm going to go for this year. But I wouldn't even be in this place to go for that if I had not been able to lose the 30 pounds with Optavia in the beginning. And I don't know fitness well enough, so I'm hiring myself a coach. So whatever it is, like get a mentor, get somebody who can cheer you on and keep you accountable. I know that's like probably it's 25% of our program is staying accountable. So don't shy away from the hard things and the hard conversations. Know that like if your coach is here, it's because we needed this too. So, but again, thanks for being here tonight. And I just hope you guys have a wonderful new year. January is one of the best times to get back on plan because everybody is doing a diet because everyone feels horrible after the holidays. So there's comfort in that, and lots of dry Januaries happening. So just, get to work and let your coach know what your goals are for this month and for getting to your final goal. And if anyone wants to stay on for any questions about maintenance or anything, I'm happy to answer questions. If you guys want, I can leave it open for another 10 minutes, but just wanted to throw that out there that I'd be happy to share if anyone has anything else. So I'll give anyone a moment to raise a hand or come off mute or put it in the chat.
Jenny, Elizabeth did share in the chat, so I was just going to read real quickly. Elizabeth, so she's not on audio video, but she has a household filled, which kudos to you for being on, even with a household filled, right? She just shared that she's focusing this year on being having discipline and being intentional in her actions. She said the biggest thing is emotional eating, that she needs to find a different answer to instead of food. Elizabeth, you are not alone, my friend. She said, I also waste some of my time, and I'm striving to focus on being intentional with my time, not wasting it. Meaning being active with my kids and not just on my phone or hiding in my room when I'm stressed. Exercising and being active with my kids are good answers. I will strive to do better. One thing I love is all the support with my coach and these groups. It's great. Thank you, Elizabeth, for sharing that. And honestly, like just again, showing up, right? And being on even with a house filled is so great. And I think Crystal, are you Elizabeth's coach? I think I saw you guys connecting, but you're doing a great job, both of you, just, connecting with one another and rooting each other on. So I love that. And let me tell you, the more you do Optavia, the more you're on plan, the more you're sticking to whatever plan you're on, right? Because we don't just have one, we have several that you can choose from. But the more you're on it, the more you're just going to naturally do what you said, Elizabeth, right? Which is just, showing up for your kids and being more active and being more present. It just really does help us refocus. And so thank you for sharing that. That's just truly vulnerable, and we appreciate the honesty there. So we're rooting you on.
Yes, thank you for not making me be the only vulnerable one here. I'm kind of an open book anyway, but it's awesome. So, and just a reminder for anyone who doesn't know this, but Optavia is doing $75 off for new clients. And that is a huge savings. I've been a coach 2.5 years, never seen them do that much. So if you guys have had friends asking you like, what on earth are you doing? You're shrinking. I want to know. Now's a great time to just share what you're doing. And the way to do that is the best way is just to say, I've been working with a health coach. I'd love to connect you and see if this is a good fit for you. But better yet, I'm telling you guys, coaching has been the one thing that has kept me so accountable through this. I mean, I don't think I would have kept the weight off for as long as I did if I hadn't said yes to coaching. And I will tell you, most of the time people refer people to me and they a lot of times don't even want to talk to me because they don't want to tell me about their weight because they're embarrassed. And if they came to you, it's because they trust you enough to share that with you. And I will just tell you, it makes a lot more sense for you to tell them what you're already doing. And I'm telling you too, that like they'll end up asking you the questions anyway. So you might as well just coach them yourself and get paid for it because that's what happens. But I just would love to invite any of you guys to our community of coaches because we have a lot of fun together and we keep each other on the straight and narrow. And there's just no other company like Optavia. So just wanting to leave an open invitation for anyone if you thought about coaching at all. This is quite the crew to be a part of. So would love to have you guys. So if no one has any questions, I'll respect everyone's time and put an end to the chat, but feel free to message your coach or message me or anyone if you have questions. I didn't see anyone put anything else in the chat about any maintenance thing. So I might do a Zoom completely with just about maintenance at some point. So if you want to be a part of that, let your coach know and I'll get you guys some information about that. So anyway, all right, y'all. Well done and have a wonderful, wonderful year. Good night.